welcome back to the Great War Western Front. We are deep into the campaign in July 1917, and things are going to get tough here. We are being attacked by basically all of the allies with, looks like 10 or so corps against our lowly 3 corps of regulars. Let's see if we can hold off this attack. So where I am definitely most vulnerable is through the woods here. I'm going to try to build a pretty solid defense around that, but I'm low on supplies. So let's see what I can actually afford to build. All right, so I have a pretty thin defense. I have just 1 mortar. I didn't go with any artillery, and I have a tank that I'm going to use as fire support whenever things start to get weird. Let's see how this goes. Nothing to do for right now, except kind of wait. Although I guess I could call in some extra companies with the supplies I have. Seeing a plane already is not a good sign. That's going to knock out my mortar. Here we go. Since the update, I've seen them send 2 or 3 companies just as a pretty weak scouting force right away. That was only 1. Usually I've seen more come through. Got it on double speed here to see if we can get right to the point of them coming through. Here we go. Nope, just a tank. So I'm gonna slide my tank up, get ready to counter them when they inevitably try to break through. So there's some artillery. Looks like a rolling barrage coming. They're just now suppressing my first line, and they're in smoke. But we turned them around pretty quick. There's their tank. I'm going to try to get my tank up so that I can get cannon fire on it. That's the aim. We'll see if it actually works. This flamethrower company has me a little worried. They are up close and cooking my trench, but we got them knocked out before they did too much damage. They have a heavy tank coming now as well as their light tank. So I'm going to try to get my tank in position to hit it with the cannon. Hopefully with that we can do some damage to the tank quickly and keep it from doing too much to our troops. There we go. I think we've got this tank taken care of. And now we're providing fire support to our other trenches. We took out their heavy tank. Looks good. Looks good so far. Their flamethrowers are in our trenches, so that's not good. But we are holding out so far. Let's see if we can get some fire on the flamethrowers with my tank. We are getting some machine gun fire into these other trenches. And let's pull the tank back. I don't want to lose my tank here. I only have 1. Gonna bring up another company. Wow, that is a lot of fire. Their flamethrowers made it in my trench. I don't know how we can imagine the wow, their bomber is taking aim at my tank. Did not anticipate that happening. Let's see if I can get my tank up and take on these flamethrowers. Hopefully we can knock them out pretty quickly. We'll just stop it right here. Good. And let's get these other companies moving up. I want to see a much healthier company in this front trench. I really want to reinforce this front trench and get the most fire support we can going, but I don't know if I'm gonna have a chance to do that. Our rifle fire is pretty effective. I did go for one of the rifle fire upgrades, and that's really helping with these situations where we're pretty outnumbered. It helps our troops knock out their companies quicker. And the more damage we can do before their artillery suppresses us, the better. Let's get this company over to the other front trench just to maximize the rifle fire we have available. And now we've got these trenches reoccupied. We'll be able to put even more rifle fire on these guys crossing the field. Got enough supplies to call in another company. I am going to put another company right here, but I'm betting they're going to switch sides and attack on the left now. Defeated enough attacks on the right side that I wouldn't be surprised if they switched it up. Here's another bomber. And a ceasefire already. With the huge disadvantage we have, I'm going to take that right away. They had 11 core and we had 2. So I imagine this is going to be a major victory. Probably not a great victory, because I just haven't seen those defending yet. But I guess a major victory. Yep, made it into major victory. We lost 372 basic infantry. They lost thousands. And 2 tanks. So we got our supply and cash bonuses as well as willpower. And we're going to have to grind out their willpower, I think, to win this. I don't know how we can do it faster other than just battle after battle. You know, aiming for 10 willpower per battle. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an event a little later in the campaign that kind of sped that up. And the longer the war drags on, the more significant those willpower gains get. But it could be a while trying to work down that final 364. So it is now my turn. Let's see what this event is. So we have women filling the telephone system. Cool, but not really impactful to the war effort in-game. Sure it was impactful in real life. So we could go up this route to our increase our grenade effectiveness. Let's see, is this where we get raiders? Raiders and grenadiers? Yeah, I do want that. It's going to take 4 points to get that unlocked. We have 3. We can increase the supply depot here. Ooh, this improves our supply purchases. This gives us upgraded tanks. Now, the concrete mortar emplacements, those are going to be big because that makes our mortars more durable. I think I'll take that. Now it is our turn to go on the offensive here. We have some pretty good forces arrayed around Verdun. Not going to be able to bring all these to bear this turn, but I can start putting these together into some solid attacks. So we don't have battle fatigue in this region. We are going to need to spend some cash on supply upgrades. Don't know if I want to spend 1,200 on another supply depot here. Everyone's got at least one supply depot. Yeah. So let's attack from... Let's start with Mets and start wearing them down like that. So I don't see any trenches here. I think we haven't attacked from this direction at all. We have a perfectly clean slate. So I think the move here is to use minimal supply, not wear down our supply, wear down some casualties on their side, and just use it to increase battle fatigue. Because I don't anticipate an attack being successful here. Though I guess we do want at least a minor victory to swing the willpower our way. So we got a lot of basic trenches here, which is what I want. Just cheap trenches. Let's see. Now the reinforced mortar nest is new, but it's immune to suppression. Let's see, I don't think I can, it won't be useful here. It's not close enough to the enemy. I think our goal is just going to be to take C and then call it. Maybe cross into B. So with that, we only need, let's go 4 artillery batteries. Already getting a little low on supply before I even get into the infantry portion of it. First line is conscripts. We'll put a lighter line of defense on the left just to hold in case they counterattack. And then put our regulars behind the conscripts. So you got room for 2 more trenches. Make sure they're disconnected to make the most of them defensively in case we have to defend this sector in the future. That gives us 300 supply left, which we will need. All right, let's do it. Let's get the balloon up and see what's going on. So they have 1 unit right at the outset here. What is this? Cannon pillbox. Immune to all weapons except fire, undermining, and siege artillery. I don't have any of those things. If they want to cross the trenches at me, go for it. I don't have fire, undermining, or siege artillery. Wondering if I should just wear them down with artillery. And let's see. Are you immune to suppression? Let's test if this can be suppressed. Cannot be suppressed. So I don't know how I can attack this. It looks like I'm gonna get hit by machine gun fire that I can't stop. Unless maybe I smoke. I could smoke. I can use the rolling barrage from my light guns. Let's plan this. So we'll do this just to protect my first wave. We'll block these guys off. First line goes for that trench. Second line goes for that, or second group goes for that trench. Third goes for this trench. I don't see them making it. And we'll send another group up here, but I don't anticipate them getting far. And then that leaves my heavies, which I'll just hit that front trench with heavy right away. And then hit this back one. Let's see how it goes. So they're suppressed and smoked. I think we've got the cover we need. One of my companies got pretty messed up. Looking good so far. And let's see how all this is going. We're holding these trenches pretty well. They have raider infantry hitting my trench, which is not ideal. I can barely hear myself talk over this artillery fire, which I'm sure the sound's different on your end, but this is pretty cool. I'll admit it's pretty cool. So I think I have to rely on smoke, since I can't do anything about that siege gun. Or, not siege gun, pillbox artillery. Seems like I'm safe as long as I'm in the trench. There we go. We're taking out quite a few companies here. And I'm just going to keep trying to ping them with artillery so that they're weakened, a little demoralized by the time they get to my guys. But these are just conscripts, so we're going to burn through them plenty quick. You're going to send more vets up and try to time this barrage just right. They're hitting me with artillery pretty hard. So there we go, trying to protect with smoke a little bit. Make sure I can't be seen too well. Now we're in smoke, so that should protect us a little. And in the trench, which is exactly what we needed. And they're going to keep hammering me with artillery. I don't know where their artillery is to counter it. I'm going to take out their balloon. Weaken their line of sight a little bit. Let's see, can I move through the trenches to get to C? I can try it. I think I fired a little early with my artillery. There we go. I think this is going to be just about right. They're suppressed, but it's okay. I'll take suppressed as long as they're smoked. Let's see if we can hit these reinforcements coming up. I want them to be weakened by the time they get to my troops, which they will get to my troops. Hit them with 2 heavy artillery barrages. Hopefully that'll do a little bit. There we go. That's 1 unit of theirs down. These lighter guns aren't going to do a ton. Oh, these guys took some hits. You know, I think I'm going to, coming up against flamethrowers and raiders, I'm going to cease fire here. The main goal here was just increasing their battle fatigue, so I think we can do that. I'm expecting a minor loss. Oh, stalemate. -2 for everybody works for me. Yeah, I'll take the -2. It's fine. Because now they are... the battle fatigue's hitting them for -15. They've got -5 disunity of command. So these guys are all worn out. Thionville is just infantry there. Thinking about this, adding the field hospital could be good eventually. Here I want the I don't have the mechanic garage unlocked yet. So I have my field hospital built here in Stenay. And I'm just trying to think of which one I should go from next. Add a tank or add another infantry. Let's go from Thionville first and see how this one looks. I think we've been on this one before. We have some trenches built. Pretty basic setup, though we do have the built-in pillboxes again. I think we're going to be pretty stuck here until we get undermining tech, which is a shame because I just spent a lot of tech points on other stuff. We don't have flamethrowers either, and we don't have siege artillery, I think, in this core we're attacking from. So again, we're just going to build up battle fatigue. That's going to be our mission here. Just get a battle line across, just so that they can't counterattack weirdly and cause trouble. We only have our basic infantry here, so no considerations with who I put where. Everyone's the same. Oh, I forgot that we need to save some space for artillery. So let's knock out a few of these extra companies for artillery. In a battle like this, I'd be curious about just using the maximum number of artillery pieces. You know, nothing else, just a few units to hold the front line, and use all of your supply on artillery and just pound them into oblivion. I wonder how that would work out. All right, balloon is up. Let's see what we've got. And again, we have the cannon pillbox, fire, undermining, and siege artillery. We don't have any of those things right now. You know, this looks like the last... This is the same as the last map. We just have stuff already built. So I think we again invite them to attack us, which they already did unsuccessfully. And we'll just hit them with artillery. I think I'm going to do the same thing here and just hit them with artillery until it doesn't really make sense to do it anymore. You can see where they're moving pretty well from my balloon. So I'll just keep hitting them. We'll get their units to retreat, and hopefully when they do, they'll bring up more units. This won't use up much of our supply, but it should knock them out decently. Cause some casualties, keep working on their national will, and then keep working on their battle fatigue as well. So since this is going to be a slow artillery slog, I'm just going to skip ahead to the end of this battle. So I didn't even move my infantry. I just shelled them for a while, took no casualties, killed 900 of their infantry, took out some trench weapons. Not really going to do a whole lot. -2 willpower on each side, but cost them 121 gold and increased their battle fatigue. Not a terribly useful battle, but it'll do its job. So again, not much, but only spent 250 supply, and they're now at -30 battle fatigue, -5 overall morale. And this is probably our best shot right here from Stenay. We've got our airfield here. We have a field hospital. We can upgrade the supply depot, but I'm not going to just yet. And our auto resolve is a likely victory. We also have our siege artillery, which is going to be helpful in dealing with any pillboxes we see. We have a pretty standard depressing World War I map here. A lot of mud and shell holes in the middle. In no man's land, not much in between. Let's get one more trench here. I feel a little naked in the middle if they counterattack. And we have mostly regulars and some veterans. I'm not going to do any, let's see, do I want to do any pre-battle siege artillery? I don't think so. I feel like that's more likely to mess up a connected trench, which is going to be my ticket in. I want to have them be connected so that I can move in between seamlessly, keep my guys out of the line of fire while I move between trenches. Put my balloon there to make sure I have maximum visibility. And we are going to start on the right side. Put my heavy artillery a little further back since it has more range anyway. I'm going to go with 2 batteries of each to start with. And let's plan this attack. Don't really need any more support structures. I'm not going to do pre-battle bombardment. Let's get some regulars just across. Make sure any crossings are contested so they can't just waltz into my left side and start attacking my stuff without a fight. So now that we've got that, let's get the right side taken care of. As always, first line is going to be my weaker infantry. And in this case, due to the ratio we've got, second line will be as well. And let's make this third line mostly vets. All right, here we go. Balloons up. Let's see what we've got. Now I do have aircraft in this one as well. So let's start with a bombing run. They're already taking fire from my snipers. Let's zoom in and watch this. My snipers should be taking them out as they cross here before they even get too close. See, those companies have no chance of doing anything worthwhile. There we go. Bombers are finally doing their job and taking out enemy mortar positions. And I'm going to start hitting some of their positions with heavy artillery and weakening these companies. I'll use my light as well just to help. And as far as using the heavy artillery goes, I'm kind of 2 minds about it. I could completely take them out, but if I try to leave them weak, they might not reinforce it. I don't have a flamethrower company, so I'm not sure exactly how they work, what their strengths and weaknesses are. But I'm thinking that if I can suppress them, it'll probably be easy once I get in the trench and I can hit them at melee range. They are reinforcing on the right. Let's see. I'm curious if I use siege artillery right here, what happens? I haven't used this before. Or maybe right here. It's 200 supply. Let's try it. I haven't done it before. Maybe it'll be interesting. I'm hoping these 3 trenches get completely annihilated for 200 supply. Oh, it took out that mortar position too. Very nice. It destroyed a trench. That was decently useful for 200 supply. But I don't know that I'd do it again without a more specific plan. And here I'm just going to start hitting some of these troops crossing with artillery. Let's actually do some harassment. We got their mortars taken out. So we'll have that clear by the time we cross. We've used quite a bit of supply. We've got 500 left. I plan to use most of that on artillery. Hopefully I don't have to on reinforcements. This harassment, I don't know how good it actually is. Might take out some troops, weaken them a little bit. It's tough to tell how much is coming from the harassment bomber versus from the artillery. Let's see, I think it's hitting this raider company, but I'm not seeing any casualties in the raider company yet. All right, my artillery's reloading. Time to plan the assault. And given how infantry movement is working now, I think I'm going to go with a more basic approach and just have them all move to spots and work out what trenches they're going to once they get up there. Because when I try to plan specific trenches, half the time they stop somewhere weird and it doesn't quite work out. So I think I've got everyone I want moving. And once they get a little closer, I'll do some rolling barrages to cover them. That should work. We can have rolling barrages to create some smoke and suppress their trenches. And then we'll use heavy to weaken maybe the second line. This harassment bomber seems to be doing a good job. All right, we're getting closer. I don't know. Trying to gauge the exact right time for the rolling barrage. Let's see, we'll do one here. And I'll just take out this trench. I don't want to be too early and have them lose smoke cover, lose suppression before we get there. All right, so we've got a mortar back here. So I'll use my second heavy on the mortar. And then this rolling barrage, I will just send this way. Not too late, hopefully. Oh, so the mortars can fire out of trenches. That's new and not entirely expected. We've got to plan this out now. I forgot that these guys weren't going to specific trenches, so I've got to assign all those right now and make sure these guys aren't just aimlessly running around. I am predicting heavy casualties on my side. No artillery's available. Okay, I've got one light artillery available. So who's causing the most trouble for me now? Let's just create more smoke this way. All right, so we got a trench. Let's see. These guys have checked out officially. Who can we keep moving up? You're going to that second line. Let's keep this moving. It's tough to even tell where things are going on now. I do have another light artillery I can use. Let's hit these guys. Keep them suppressed. Oh, should have gone for the second line trench. And there we go. We got a light I can call in. We'll hit it at that angle. All right, so they're now under fire. Got a little bit of a foothold now. Only have 2 companies actually lost. Let's see if we can take advantage of this and get across no man's land. They're pretty well suppressed just about everywhere. I'll retreat one of these units. Oh, bad idea. This trench is pretty dense, so I'm going to hit it. I'm going to send vets over to this trench. And what else do I have? I'll hit this trench as well. That should cover me against anything they have coming at me. There we go. I think we're in good shape now. I think we've got a good foothold. The tough part's going to be moving between trenches without taking too much fire, because their lines aren't connected. For exactly the reason that I don't connect mine, that you then have to move, get out in the open to move between trench lines. And let's just get these guys up in trenches. I think if I aim for this balloon, it'll keep this trench suppressed as well. How am I not taking A yet? I feel like I should have it. I'm using all of my supply on... There we go. There's the balloon. Using all of my supply on artillery, but isn't that what supply is for? There we go. We're in this trench. And this unit is crossing to hit my vets, but they're pretty weak. Shouldn't have much trouble at all taking them out. Let's start moving across. I see no reason we shouldn't be able to capture A now. I don't know where they're still holding out that I'm not capturing it. Must be this bunker here. Let's get some veterans up here to deal with the bunker. We've got the bunker. I sent one of my regulars in there, not intentionally, but I did, and they should have it clear. So now we've got A being captured. Good. A is now ours. Do I press on? So that's 800 points for us. That's really solid. Great start. I think we can just start pushing across. I'll pull back some of these damaged units, call in some fresh companies. We do have more coming up already. And now we could reinforce from A as well. I'm trying to judge if I should use more supply or wait. Because everything I'm going to be using now is coming from my global supply rather than from the core supply. So the more I push here, the more I'm going to dig into the global supply. I already have a minor victory secured, taking A. I think the casualties are much in our favor as well. So I think I'm going to call it here. I think I'm unlikely to... I could sweep, but I'd have to dig really deep in, and it would still be a chance. So let's call it. All right, what do we have? We had better casualty cost, +6 willpower. They got -7. We got some pluses here from our medals, in addition to gaining some supply. I'm happy with that result. And there we go. We got +12 national will, and they got -4. Should get a bonus if we hit 1,000. And they're down to -20 battle fatigue here. I still could hit them from Longwy. Let's see, my other have all been exhausted. I think I'm going to stop it there for right now. We've got some other units we'll be able to bring in next time, especially siege artillery. You know, let's take a look and see what else we could bring in for the next round of attacks. This is going to be my best. I like this map best at Stenay. I need some siege artillery if I'm going to break from the other ones. Do I have any siege artillery anywhere else? I don't see any. So maybe I need to buy more. Let's see. It's 900. That's quite a bit. I don't know if I'm going to go for that. But I've got tanks. I've got planes. Maybe we'll reinforce Thionville with some tanks and planes. And that'll be what our reinforcements for the next time. Make a bigger dent. All right, well, I'm going to call that episode here for today. Thanks again for watching. We made some progress against Verdun, held off some great attacks, and I'm excited for the next episode. Hope you're enjoying the series, and have a good one.